Hello, everybody. Glad you could join us here on 2K Sports. I'm your host, Ernie Johnson. Next to me, Kenny the Jet Smith and Dr. Shaquille O'Neal. Tonight, it'll be the San Antonio Spurs up against the Los Angeles Clippers. Well, for the Clippers, they're not satisfied with the record over the last 10 games. Under 500 basketball, just not good enough. Looking to improve tonight. And guys, everybody knows about Greg Popovich and his less than verbose approach to sideline interviews and press conferences, but he is one of the most genuine guys in the NBA.
Well, honesty is the best policy.
Oh, can I write that down?
I've never heard that before. Have you? I'll tell you, because he'll say the same thing to the 12th man on the team and as he will to the star. You know what? He's kind of like the late, great Dean Smith. If you close your eyes and watch practice, you couldn't tell who were the best players by what he was saying. He just kept it real, kept it honest all the time.
I like that kid. Let's not also forget he's one of the funniest guys in the NBA.
Funny?
Because he doesn't forget at the end, basketball is just a game. He really cares for his players, both past and present.
True.
There are very few like him, Greg Popovich. That's going to wrap it up as we take you courtside. Thank you for joining us.
Why are you waving your arms?
No.
There's a look at downtown Los Angeles from the air. We're coming to you live from the Staples Center. On the road, looking for a win against the Western Conference rival. The San Antonio Spurs are ready for this thing to get started. And as we start the weekend here on this Friday night, 2K Sports welcoming you to NBA basketball. This is Kevin Harlan along with Greg Anthony and Brett Beard. David Aldridge will be reporting from the sideline. Clippers hoping to give a strong showing here for their home crowd. Facing off here against a very talented ball club, guys. This is a tremendous chance for them to put all their skill and talent on display.
This is a special matchup. I mean, we got here tonight two rival franchises, a lot of history between the two, and some bad blood. So let's just see how all this adds up in terms of drama.
Well, this game is like camping, intense. These teams are so highly competitive with one another, it's scary.
As we move past the All-Star break, everyone is fighting for playoff position right now. Do you think the top 8 teams from each conference getting into the playoffs is a fair number? Would you like to see fewer, more? What do you think?
I think 8 is a good number. 16 teams being represented in the postseason for the NBA playoffs. It works out quite well.
A look at the San Antonio Spurs opening line. The defensive duo of Green and Leonard make up the perimeter. Pau Gasol is out there with LaMarcus Aldridge, and it's Parker in at the 1 spot. Now here's Parker. 5 to shoot. Here's Gasol. The Clippers grab the miss. Moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Warriors.
And no doubt that the fight was there, but no matter what they tried on that night, it just wasn't meant to be.
And their troubles just seemed to get compounded as they got later into that game. They did not have it that night whatsoever, and it ended up being a double-digit loss.
Here's Paul after Pau Gasol's bucket. Jordan kicks to Paul. Feeds it to Griffin. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls.
Just couldn't get a hand in the face on that one.
And this is where genetics may come into play, using that height, especially to get off the mid-range jumper.
Now, here's Green. 9-point game his last outing. They get it back. Here's Jordan. DeAndre Jordan throws it down.
Just a great job of attacking on the break.
Yep, he got up ahead of steam, and no one could come over to stop him.
Parker outside. Leonard dishes to Green. From outside, off the mark.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
a three. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. Green's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Ball passes to Griffin. Not enough on that one as it misses. San Antonio's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Thomas against Leonard. And here's Green outside. Griffin grabs the board. The Clippers in the lead. And pushing it up. Here's Los Angeles. Snatched up.
I'm scratching my head on that one. This is not his shot, and he of all people should know that. Hopefully he will try to work his way closer to the basket next time the ball comes his way.
Now here's Gasol. Coming off a stellar performance against Orlando. Parker kicks to Gasol. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. It's going to be on Blake Griffin. The thing that Greg is often underappreciated about Pau Gasol is just how aware he is out on the floor, not only on the defensive end, how he'll help out, but also his vision as a passer on the offensive side.
Really, Kevin, one of the best passing bigs to ever play the game. And it's a part of why he's been the crux of so many offenses. Very good at identifying and exploiting a mismatch for himself or others. Never forces things on offense and always takes what the team's given.
It's good. This quarter of action, just under 3.5 minutes played. Earlier, David Aldridge spoke with head coach Doc Rivers. What'd you find out, David?
Well, Kevin, they have a specific approach to tonight's game. He told me they have to get the ball into the paint as much as possible and take advantage of what they believe is a big edge for them inside. Let's see if they're right about that tonight. Back to you.
Thank you, David.
And did they really just pull that off?
I think they did, Greg. Astounding play.
And, you know, coaches just love players who they can count on to give that effort defensively.
Yeah, he sat in that mid-range area, which can be a no-man's land defensively, but he quickly moved over to contest.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
Leonard with a screen on Paul. Parker with a clean look. San Antonio again missing. Clippers leading by 5. This offense has really been clicking.
And they know it, guys. They're playing right now with the kind of energy that is hard to deal with.
Here's Aldridge. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. And certainly LaMarcus Aldridge has the capability to be a go-to scorer, but Brett, he takes a lot of mid-range contested jump shots. Those aren't historically really Spurs types of shots.
Well, it's been interesting, Kevin, because LaMarcus Aldridge is so good at the mid-range that it's made Popovich rethink some of his offensive calibration, and they've searched him out in the spots where he's best. I think his comfort level continues to rise inside of this offense, and he'll get more and more efficient. You really have to guard against his smarts. Knows every angle.
Paul with the 3. Unable to get that one. So the Spurs will take it the other way. They come into this one having outplayed the Magic last game.
And guys, they could have won that game on the strength of their offense alone. It was that good.
Impressive to see that type of offensive onslaught on the road. They had the crowd stunned. Those fans couldn't believe how thoroughly their guys got dismantled tonight.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
Always a steady hand there at the free throw line.
And Pau Gasol, the bucket on the assist by Parker. And it's 6 points for Pau Gasol.
Yeah, and that's what you want from your point guard. Parker distributing the ball wonderfully on that possession.
Fires from the wing. And Spates gets it to go. Spurs trail by 3. Parker outside. Green kicks to Aldridge. And another basket for San Antonio.
Inside with a hand in his face, Aldridge undeterred.
And the Clippers decide to take their first time out here. You look at the crop of point guards in the NBA today, maybe in the golden age of that particular position, maybe the strongest we've ever seen in league history. Some would say yes, some would say no. You're shaking your head there. What do you think?
I think it's just incredible the amount of talent that we see on a nightly basis at the
You're
point
in
guard
awe.
position.
You're in awe.
Absolutely in awe. And I'm also just infatuated, Kevin, with the stylistic differences of what it is that these players represent. The shock and awe of a Russell Westbrook will come right at you, right over you, and right through you. The finesse and incredible shooting prowess of Steph Curry, the bulldog mentality of a Kyle Lowry. We have some amazing point guards in the league that do it in very different ways, but still lead their teams to great success.
Why now? Why now is it?
I'm not sure, especially when we talk about the NBA and what the NBA has represented for years. It's a bunch of tall guys who are really good that run around the court, throw the ball through the hoop. That's not what we're seeing. We're seeing skilled guys with remarkable ball handling ability, with incredible skill set, with their shooting prowess. And I'm not sure, but I'm enjoying it.
I am too. Now here is Aldridge. Talking about that win against the Magic, he was definitely a major factor as well.
A super high percentage shot from Aldridge there. Layups work.
Here's Paul. Following the basket by LaMarcus Aldridge. Jordan kicks to Paul. They get a hand on it. It's stolen by Green. Here's Leonard, and it's good off the back rim and in. Leonard's got his second basket.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Jordan dishes to Reddick. And it's sent back by Aldridge.
There's that length and anticipation. Hard to get the ball over Aldridge in that scenario.
Aldridge is straight. Here's Parker. Aldridge, the pass to Gasol. He gets it in there. And now a 4-point San Antonio lead.
Put that pass right on target. Way to get your teammates involved.
This is it to Spates. Got a piece of it. Leonard with the ball. Now Thomas defending. Here's Gasol. Leonard kicks to Gasol. Gasol, a screen on Thomas. Nobody near Leonard. Another one falls for San Antonio.
He's been precise on offense. I don't think he's made one mistake on that end of the floor so far.
Paul outside. Inside. He's looking for Jordan and finds him. Spates dishes to Jordan. Back to Spates. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot two. And where have the shots been coming from tonight? Here's a look broken down by paint, mid-range, and three-point shot attempts so far for Los Angeles.
And you see not a lot of corner threes. The defense doing a good job of closing out and denying those shorter distance triples. That's what the smart teams have to do.
The first free throw is good.
And the Spurs, known as an organization for their diligence and discipline, it's all about their results and certainly about the accountability from coach to player, and more importantly, Kevin, from player to player.
Jamal Crawford, he's checked in for the Clippers. Now here's Green. He's a good contributor to his team, averaging about 10.5 points a game. Here's Leonard. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. Leonard's got 8 points. And you talk about the Spurs culture. They seem totally unconcerned with who gets the limelight. In fact, Brett, they seem to avoid it.
Yeah, there always is this idea that they dance around those spotlights until it's the biggest of stages. But the team really does have just one agenda, Kevin, and that is becoming the best basketball team that they can by the end of the season. And in some years, that means championships. And in other years, it means just contending for a title. But every year, they're making that push.
The Clippers shooting their 6th and 7th free throw attempts tonight.
And Pop now in his second decade as head coach of the Spurs, closing in on the third decade with the team overall. Incredible to see that kind of longevity for a coach with one team.
Now here's Green. 1:36 left in the first quarter of the game. 5 on the clock. Here's Parker. Crawford with the rebound. And you think of Popovich's tenure since he took over the Spurs back in 1996. There have been over 220 head coaching changes in the NBA. That's amazing.
That's just incredible stuff, Kevin. And so many people throughout the Spurs family tree of coaches have been hired not only to be on the bench, but as general managers of teams. So the brain trust of San Antonio and the branches of that franchise, boy, there's touches of it all over the NBA.
Spurs making a switch here. Ginobili's checked in. Pass to Leonard. The 8-footer. That falls. Nice feed that time from Ginobili. And that's now 10 points for Leonard.
So blessed with excellent court vision, especially for a wing player. Ginobili repeatedly finds the open man.
Spades the pass to Crawford. Back to Spades. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Yeah, easy call.
On the night, he's gone 2 for 2 at the stripe.
And with a percentage of 82, he's been one of their more dependable shooters from the line.
Lee's checked in for LaMarcus Aldridge. And both free throws good for Spades.
And among NBA bigs, he is known for his ability to deliver at the free throw line.
Leonard with the screen on top. Ginobili outside. Oh, wide open look for Gasol. That 3 off the mark. Clippers trail by 4. Crawford kicks to Paul. Knocked loose. Parker dishes to Leonard. Just 3 on the clock. That shot no good. The offense coming free and easy as we wrap up the first quarter. Spurs lead by 4. And one of the most competitive men ever to play this game, Ginobili, spoke with us about this year.
Just rely on what happened in the past, then you're stuck in the past. And we, many of us, maybe our last shot, our last season, we don't even know if we're going to have another season. So, we want to do as good as we can.
Well, the fire is still there, but the energy and the ability, guys, to get it done physically, let's face it, at this point, Ginobili's mostly gutting it out.
Still, he'll either beat you or go down swinging. Just a tough individual.
And now the second quarter just getting set to start. And looking at what we've seen from the Spurs so far, guys, what do you think?
I just really like what we're seeing from a defensive standpoint, forcing a lot of turnovers with those quick hands.
These guys are pickpockets out there. They feast off of that kind of carelessness. You have to protect the ball around.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineup. Courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. Taking a look at Los Angeles. Crawford out there with Griffin. Then there's Felton. Then it's Chris Paul. And it's Spades in at center. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Tony Parker is in his 16th season in the NBA, and he says, if I'm healthy, hopefully I can play 20 seasons, and then I'll be ready to retire. My time will come soon, but I want to enjoy my last years in the NBA. Kevin, he said he obviously wants to finish his career as a Spur.
Thanks to you, that's so rare in any sport nowadays to spend your whole career with one team. Fast break, here they come. All going up court. A nice shot by Griffin. Griffin's got it all tied up now for the Clippers.
It almost feels like 2 buckets coming off the steal like it did.
Leonard against Crawford. And Ginobili wide open. He shoots. Off target with his 3. The Clippers shooting pretty good tonight at 48%. Ball left side. He's looking for Griffin. Finds him. And they take the lead. And the Clippers lead by 2.
I love the aggressiveness. He's been on fire the entire first half and continues to strike while the iron's hot.
Here's Leonard to the right side. Tipped away. Parker passes to Gasol. Hits the jumper. Gasol's got 10 points.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Griffin kicks to Paul. And you look at the value of outside shooting, Brett, in today's game, never greater, but do you think the players themselves are getting better, more skilled at long-range shooting?
I do think that you're seeing some improvement. What's interesting is how many coaches are asking their big men to step outside and how much it's changed some of their games. One of the players I look at in his first few years was Al Horford, who shot very few three-pointers, gotten close to attempting about 100 plus every year for the last 3 years. So guys are getting better. They're being asked to do more, and if they're diligent with their practice, they absolutely can see that kind of improvement.
Like in Anthony Davis picking one thing in the offseason to work at, but it makes him that much more versatile a player with New Orleans.
And then all of a sudden, you open up Pandora's box with what it is a coach can do when your player can go out and show that kind of skill. It becomes an unlimited playset.
Absolutely. Good point. Expanding his range.
Let this be a reminder, when you're going up for a shot, it's always important to know where Kawhi Leonard may be lurking.
Second chance shot. It's Ginobili outside. It's hauled in by Jamal Crawford.
Well, sometimes when you're that wide open, you start to overthink it, and it looks like that's what he did there.
That one goes in. 10 points for him.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these big runs.
Outside, Felton. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Here's Leonard. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Here's Lee. The six-footer's good. Lee's got his first bucket of the night.
And there's got to be some defensive help there. I mean, the size difference is just too great.
Paul with the three. Gonna go that time. And San Antonio will go the other way with it. Moving on from this game, they're scheduled to take on the Lakers at the Staples Center.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Outside, Felton. Paul dishes to Griffin. A shot by Spurs. Nobody around. That drops. And it comes off an assist from Griffin.
You wanted to shoot that ball, but you see your teammate wide open. Be a good teammate. Make the delivery.
Here's Leonard. And the Spurs scoring again.
High percentage look for Kawhi there. He's developed such good touch inside. That one's automatic.
Paul kicks to Spates, and the layup's good off the glass. Spates has got 8 points here in this quarter.
His ball distribution tonight just as good as it gets.
And sometimes it's about your teammates moving to give you those opportunities. He's found holes in the defense.
Leonard with the bucket.
The plan of attack is obvious. Get the ball inside and go strong to the rim.
And the slam by Blake Griffin.
Oh, and he went for the two-hander on the slam using some muscle.
Some urgency from him there. Sure. Ginobili outside. The trade gets the three-pointer to fall. Ginobili's got himself on the board with 3 there.
And don't look now. If there's anything Leonard could improve upon, it's getting his teammates more involved. Exhibit A, that assist.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be because he is so strong in the paint.
Got that bucket in no time at all. And now it's a 3-point Spurs lead. Paul kicks to Felton. He feeds it to Spates. Dishes it to Paul. Griffin sets the screen for Paul. On deep, drills the three-pointer. Paul's got 5.
The defender must have felt like he ran into a brick wall right there. Really great screen set to give his teammate the wide-open shot.
Ginobili kicks to Leonard and stolen by Felton. To the paint. Paul outside. 13 feet away. Another miss by Griffin.
Yeah, but the hand in the face, it's critical that you contest his shots every time down the floor.
Screen by Lee. Parker outside. Kicks it to Leonard. Parker passes to Leonard. 6 on the shot clock. Parker's shot is off. LA's won 104 from three-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. Paul for 3. Offensive rebound. Spates and a foul. Calling the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. He's had 4 chances at the line. Made them all. A different look for the Clippers. Reddick comes in for Raymond Felton. And it's Austin Rivers in for Chris Paul. Brent, we all know that you come from a huge basketball family. Your dad, Rick, leading the way in the Hall of Fame, and your brothers all played at various levels. What was it like coming up in a basketball-centric household.
Well, first of all, thanks for the underhanded compliment.
Free throws inside. I got it.
It was a lot of fun. Having two older brothers and one younger was very, very competitive. So maybe some of the sapling from the fruits of that trade dripped into us in regards to playing the game. And just was around it, so it felt very natural to be in the locker room, to be on the gym floor, and then eventually push the potential to see where you could get.
And some pretty good discussions around the family dinner table after on the game.
Some decent ones, but Kevin, we played a lot more wiffle ball, soccer, Nerf football than basketball, and most of those games never ever got to the ending. Too much fighting.
Some bloody lips. DeAndre Jordan's checked in for Maurice Spates. Outside, Reddick. Ginobili against Rivers. Back to Reddick. High post try. Buries the jump shot.
And boy, did he ever sell the pump fake. Worked to absolute perfection.
Parker dishes to Ginobili. He kicks it to Leonard. It's Parker outside. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. Leonard's got 3 assists now in this one.
And we've seen this offense step back into three-point land a little bit more in this quarter.
Crawford kicks to Reddick from outside the arc. San Antonio with the rebound. Right side Leonard. Parker passes to Gasol. Ginobili outside. Left side Leonard. Baseline try, and that one good. Leonard's got 12 now in this quarter.
Boy, has he put his foot on the pedal here this quarter. He's doing a terrific job in terms of leading their offense.
Rivers against Ginobili. Pass to Griffin. Jordan the screen. There's the pick. Lee with the block. Parker with it. Picked up by Rivers. And here's Leonard from 3. Out to Parker. Ginobili outside. Leonard dishes to Parker. That really is range, and it's off target. Clippers trail by 5. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
And they need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Back to Crawford. Reddick is in the corner. Los Angeles needs to get off the shot here. And DeAndre Jordan throws it down.
Really led his teammate there. Never once did he have to break his stride or momentum.
46 seconds left in the first half. Gasol, a screen on Rivers. Here's Parker. Leonard kicks to Gasol. It's Parker outside. They'll get a chance. Knocks it loose. Stolen by Rivers. It's Crawford with the drive. Does not find the basket. His third miss. He's made just one so far. Outside Leonard. Back to Parker. Fires for 3. What a play! Simply dreams it in at the buzzer.
How about that? Just a perfect finish to the half as they tack on another 3 to their lead.
And the first half is now in the books. Spurs out in front as they wrap up the second quarter on a 14-6 run. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. What did you think of the pace of your team in the first half?
Well, we've upped the pace. That's what we need to do because we're not as good a defensive team as we used to be. So something's got to give somewhere.
Bob, thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following halftime.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And we hope you've enjoyed our first half of action. I'm Ernie Johnson, welcoming you back. Shaquille O'Neal is right there. Kenny the Jet Smith is right there. And this here is the halftime report. Kawhi Leonard is having one of those nights. He ended up with 22 points, 2 steals, and 2 rebounds. He has bounced back nicely from what was a tough night for him in their last game. Judging by that first half, he's back to his old self again. Kenny, what was your take on San Antonio?
Well, their ball movement was phenomenal. Now, they're in good position to win this game, in large in part because of those assists. And this is the thing, Ernie. When you win as a team, you feel better about everything that happens.
And over to Shaq. Now your take on the Clippers.
Well, one thing happened that really helped them out. Their bench came in and played absolutely beautiful. Gave them a huge boost. Not just trying to hold court, but actually putting points on the scoreboard. This guy should be starting, Ernie.
And that about wraps it up, as the second half is just moments away. Now down to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the crew, and we will see you after the game, won't we?
Yes, we will.
Yes, we will.
Here we go now, the start of the third quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far. Kawhi Leonard really has his fingerprints all over this one.
And his play in that first half, how about the discipline to go along with the efficiency, guys? His shot selection was just perfect.
Might also look at the coach and his game plan in terms of trying to find those good looks. They'll be looking to do the same here down the stretch.
On the court right now for the Spurs, Lee out there at Pau Gasol. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. That's Lance Stevenson, and it's Parker in at the 1.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Paul. And a look here at the passing numbers over the last several months for Gasol.
He hasn't been nearly as effective a passer these past few months, and that's unfortunate because when he's passing it well and the assists are coming, he is a much more complete player. It's something he has to be thinking about.
Spurs leading by 9. Here's Parker. Picked by Lee. Parker passes to Lee. That's good from Gasol on the assist by Lee. And 12 points for Pau Gasol.
Great way to start the half. Easy layup against some soft D.
And already maybe a defensive adjustment needs to be made here in the second half if their current setup leads to chances like that high percentage.
A lot of space right there to get that shot off.
Yeah, if he's going to kill you coming off of those down screens as a defender, you have to fight over the top.
Parker gets to Gasol. And he didn't get quite enough under that one.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
Clippers moving the ball around. Right side, Griffin. He with the block. They'll recover it. And another shot. And there's the nice layup by Griffin. Griffin's got 20 points.
Yeah, one of the few bright spots for his team. I mean, he's had a very efficient offensive performance.
No doubt without these contributions, they'd be in a much deeper hole in this one, no question.
And that one's good by Stevenson.
Yeah, those are starting to add up, guys. Of their last 5 baskets, 3 have been triples.
Paul dishes to Griffin. He with the ball. And now the fast break. Stevenson with the ball. Back to Leonard. Gasol a screen on Thomas. Gasol a screen. Pocket 6. Leonard. Lee left side. In-change shot. That's a 2 from Parker, and it's San Antonio with another.
And that is just Parker's shot. He always looks to rise up from that section of the floor.
And when you think about speed, such a fundamental part of Parker's game, you wonder how well he'd age in the NBA.
Well, one season he almost led the league in points in the paint, and that's for a point guard. So those days are gone. He relies more on a deadly in-between game. He's the youngest of the Spurs' big three, but with his hamstring injury just 2 seasons ago, they look to manage those minutes a little bit more carefully.
Here's what San Antonio's going with right now. Aldridge comes in for David Lee, and it's Ginobili in for Tony Parker. There's the dish to Gasol. Leonard on the wing. He's guarded by Thomas. Here's Gasol, and fouled as he went up to the dunk. Good aggressive move, and he'll shoot 2.
Well, that was a nifty move from Aldridge. Catches the defender out of position and uses his expertise to take advantage. There's no doubt that the biggest free agent splash made in 2015 was the Spurs signing of LaMarcus Aldridge. They planned for 3 or 4 years to try and get him to San Antonio, really fitting in the mode of Tim Duncan scoring on that left block. But being close to Dallas, near his family, is a significant factor, along with winning.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the chart.
Let's go down to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Greg Popovich has set the standard with more than 1,500 career victories. Last season, he set the record with his 18th 50-win season, passing Pat Riley and Phil Jackson. Pop told us that I've been here a long time and I've had good players. That's the formula. Getting the players is difficult. I've been fortunate to have good ones. Guys, he's no glory hound. He knows what makes success.
No, but he can take a lot of the credit regardless, DA. Thanks. And, of course, for Aldridge, location wasn't the only attraction. Brent, the chance to win and compete for championships had to be the most important factor.
Well, he knew it was going to be a little bit of time and a little bit of sacrifice in joining San Antonio. Maybe miss a few All-Star games he otherwise might have played in as a member of the Blazers. But winning the most paramount, and in time, his role will only grow as this roster turns over.
And that's out of bounds. San Antonio will retain possession. And when you talk about all-time career numbers, there is one name in NBA history that shows up time and time again. Wilt Chamberlain, Wilt the Stilt, with 23,924 rebounds. His name synonymous with greatness on the basketball court.
And guys, I don't think there will ever be another player that will dominate their position like Wilt Chamberlain did. And it's those rebounding numbers that paint the picture the most clearly. I mean, Wilt averaged almost 23 rebounds a game. Not just over a season, folks, over the course of his entire career. 11 rebounding titles, and his career total just shy of 24,000. I mean, nobody in the modern era has even come close to that.
Almost impossible to contain Aldridge on the pick and roll. As long as he makes that separation happen, he's going to knock it down.
Ball outside. Thomas kicks to Griffin, and stolen by Aldridge. They get it back.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well. And they came out smoking here from beyond.
Man, I would have loved to have been a fly in the wall while the coach was talking to the team at halftime. They've been unconscious from deep.
Griffin's shot is good.
He has a great ability to lead his man with the pass, puts him in great position to score.
Leonard kicks to Ginobili. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way.
Oh, there's a surprise. Manu out hustling somebody. Don't forget about him inside. Well, even in these limited minutes, Emmanuel Manu Ginobili continues to provide elite play at the shooting guard position. Finds ways to impact the game. If he's not scoring, it's his playmaking and just his spirit that helped the Spurs in many instances.
Shot off the screen, and it comes off the front of the rim.
Well, he's not a polished post player by any means, but he must finish those looks in tight.
Paul kicks to Jordan. Redick passes to Paul. To the middle, he's looking for Jordan and finds him. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. That's now 8 points for DeAndre Jordan. And Brett, do you think when it's all said and done that Ginobili has the chance to go down as the greatest sixth man in NBA history?
Well, I've checked the numbers on John Havlicek, and he might have something to say about that, but Manu was on a very short list of a guy who's accepted his role and then excelled at it to championship caliber play.
Pops it up for Jordan, and it's Jordan with the jam.
And maybe that'll trigger them. Impossible not to get pumped up after that.
Yeah, well, you could see the immediate reaction of the guys on the bench. They are pumped up.
Aldridge with a screen on Paul. Ginobili, that's good. Ginobili's got 13.
Smart play by Manu. The strategic mindset, so effective on that screen roll.
Los Angeles calls timeout. The last time these two clubs came together was also in this building, with an unfortunate ending for the home team.
And their last time against this club, they really fell short at the free throw line.
Andre Robertson, he's checked in for San Antonio. While there's a chance, let's show you the teams that have thrived on the fast break this season. Number 1, the Spurs.
You really got to admire their conditioning. I mean, it takes a major commitment to play that fast-breaking style, and they are all in.
Picked by Griffin. It's a nice passing here by Los Angeles. Nails the wide-open jump shot. Griffin's got 24 points.
Yeah, no disparaging remarks with regards to his effort in this one. He's making everything, and he needs his teammates to step up to the plate to help him out.
So it's the Spurs now. They led by as many as 18 points. A decent amount of time left as they try to find a way back into it.
Yeah, but it will be soon if they don't start cutting into this deficit.
I'm not sure why anyone would leave him alone at that range. Head scratcher.
Ginobili outside. Aldridge. That falls. Nice feed that time for Manu Ginobili. Ginobili's got his 7th assist of the game with that last one. Paul outside. Jordan the screen. And the wide open shot from Redick. Rebound San Antonio.
And you really thought that was going to be a gimme, but unable to convert.
It's as if he had too good a look. Is that possible? And now he's kicking himself.
Battles through traffic and lays it in. Reddick's got 10 points in the game.
Yeah, maybe the shot selection in the first half took him out of a rhythm, but in the second half, he's making everything.
Ginobili kicks to Aldridge. Griffin with the steal. And that one hits back iron.
Yeah, it's one of those quarters where you're just incredibly frustrated that you did not impact it the way you wanted to. So nothing going right now.
Ginobili with the ball. Now Thomas defending. And the basket is good. Got it to go through on the contact. So a free throw coming up. A great opportunity for a three-point play. Jamal Crawford, he's checked in for Lance Thomas. The Spurs have been exceptional shooting free throws tonight, going 9 for 9. Paul kicks to Griffin. There's the pass to Redick. And Lance Stevenson picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Ginobili against Paul. Gasol with the steal.
This game is going to get even more out of hand unless they start valuing the basketball.
And he gets it to go.
Man, his shot on target, guys. They have the lead right now, primarily because of his effort.
Paul kicks to Crawford. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. He's got 7.
He's an average three-point shooter at best, but the defender still has to come over and respect it.
The feed to Robertson. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Jordan's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. On 7, Crawford dishes to Jordan. Griffin's shot is off.
I'd love to see them impose themselves a little more on the backboard. That's a great way to find confidence. Always a surefire way to get back in the game.
And here's Stevenson. He's got 6. Here's Robertson. Off target from outside.
Shocking he blew that opportunity, guys. 9 times out of 10, that is an easy make.
And he gets it to go as they call the foul. He's on his way to the line for one more.
Sometimes it's worth it to find the sliver. Excellent pass there.
Here's Ginobili. 16 points for him. Aldridge with a screen on Paul. To the paint. It's deflected and stolen by Jordan. Paul with the ball. Picked up by Ginobili. He tries for three. Up again. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
And he is starting to turn it on now after that slow start.
19 seconds left to play in the third. Gasol screen. And Robertson has it in the corner. Crawford with the steal. Here's Redick. That drops and it comes off an assist from Jordan. Redick's got 8 points in the quarter.
That's a quick bucket there. Solid in transition.
That's how you draw it up. Each guy doing his part. Beautiful pass break.
Well, it's been an exciting game. Plenty of offense as we head to the fourth quarter. Let's hear what Doc Rivers has going on over in his huddle.
Hey, guys, we need a run right here. Come on now. You're right there. You're right there. All right, let's go.
Well, welcome back as we get set to start the fourth. Clippers trail by 7. The Dunkers, Griffin and Jordan are the bigs. Felton is out there with Paul, and it's Crawford at the 3. That's who's out there for the Clippers. Here's Paul, and the Clippers get another bucket right there.
And this has been purely a display of offense that we're seeing here today.
The scoring mindset has been unbelievably aggressive on both sides. Defensively, though, neither team has made the effort.
Taken away by Felton. Crawford outside. Over in the corner, Paul sinks the three-pointer. That gives him a double-double in this one. 10 points and 15 assists. Parker outside. Fires the 3. That's his 6th field goal today. And that makes him now 6 for 11.
Looks like he took that last 3 a little personally.
Well, it's small battles within the bigger war that often determine how much success one can have.
Crawford outside. Shoots it. Misses off the left iron.
Really no excuse for him missing that one, guys. He has to knock that shot down.
And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. And the foul called on the Los Angeles Clippers. First one falls for him.
Well, the Spurs have 3 future Hall of Famers. There's no doubt about it. And even with the acquisition of LaMarcus Aldridge, there's no question who is the Spurs' best player. It is Kawhi Leonard. Quietly, he's made that leap into superstar status. Although, don't ask him about it because he won't tell you anything.
Griffin can't get it to go in.
And since halftime, he has just been ice cold. Just can't seem to get anything to go his way.
Ginobili outside. Here's Leonard. It's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. And following in the footsteps of Tim Duncan, Kawhi Leonard fits the Spurs mold of what a superstar player should be. Team first. Defensive minded. A stoic demeanor.
Well, he's not worried about the number of touches either, Kevin. It's when called upon, just be ready. Seemingly avoids the limelight, just like Timmy. And he's all about getting better, being the best player he can possibly be, and then winning big.
Spurs leading by 9. Parker with Ginobili on the way. He dishes it to Leonard. Back to Ginobili. Oh, good with the triple. And the foul call on Kawhi Leonard. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. Clippers have gone 2 for 5 on field goal attempts in the 4th quarter. Parker with the steal.
And all the turnovers, guys, are hurting his team. I mean, he's continuing to just give the ball away. And Parker is just so clever at finding ways to score off the drive as he demonstrates there.
Los Angeles calls timeout. You have to like what we're seeing so far from Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah, I'm not so sure the defense knows how they can stop this guy, and I'm not so sure the coach knows either. This guy's absolutely on fire.
Let's go down to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, during that last break, Kevin, I got a chance to hear what Doc Rivers said to his team. He does not think they're giving him everything. He said they've been faster to us all night. Loose balls, rebounds, everything. You got to wake up. It's slipping away, and we're letting it happen. We've got to seize this game. We'll see if he lit a fire under him, guys.
And we're about 3 minutes into the fourth quarter. Felton kicks to Paul. Picked by Griffin. They need this one. Bounces high off the rim and drops. Griffin's got 26 points. San Antonio leading by 9. Ginobili outside. Feeds it to Leonard. This one for 3. And there's Ginobili. That's good on the assist from Leonard. Leonard's got his 8th assist here tonight.
3-point shooting since the half has been about as good as you could ask for.
Pops it up for Jordan. And DeAndre Jordan throws it down.
And maybe that will trigger them. Impossible not to get pumped up after that.
Well, you can see the immediate reaction of the guys on the bench. They are pumped up. Passes it to Leonard. Takes it from 10. Gasol passes to Leonard. Again, the Spurs good for 2.
Well, at a time when threes and dunks are the toast of the league, Leonard showing that strong mid-range game can be just as valuable.
And Thomas has it in the corner. From beyond the arc, San Antonio with the rebound. And there's the call on DeAndre Jordan. That is his first foul of the game. San Antonio leading by 12. Now Parker. Ginobili right side. Pass to Leonard. Out to Parker for the 3. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. Parker's got a pair of threes here in the fourth quarter for the Spurs. Ball outside. So the wing on the left. Outside Thomas. Paul kicks to Felton. And there's the call on Ginobili. That's his first foul. Here's Felton. Dishes it to Thomas. And the rejection by Leonard. Here's Parker. Plenty of space. And the Spurs scoring again.
Wow, unconscious has he been this quarter. They're riding that hot hand.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively, for sure.
The shot's good. That's 28 points for Blake Griffin.
I'll tell you what a good thing that he showed up today, because without him, this thing would already be over.
Down low, it's tipped. Thomas with the steal. Pass break, here we go. That's a 2 from Paul. A rebound by Gasol. Gasol's got rebound number 17, if you can believe that. Leonard attacking.
We're still waiting for that first miss from the line this half.
And the first one drops.
NBA All-Star, NBA Finals MVP, all in such a short period of time. Kawhi Leonard is for real.
And the Clippers making a switch here. Redick is checked in. Paul kicks to Griffin. And it's sent back by Aldridge. And there it is for him. Griffin's got 12 points here in the second half.
He makes it look effortless out there. Until the defense actually presents a challenge for him, expect those kind of results.
Here's Parker. Kicks it out to Leonard. Leonard draws the double. Here's Aldridge. Easy jumper from very short distance. And the Spurs lead by 17.
I think he recognized the size mismatch. No reason to pass out of that. Just rise up and knock it down.
Paul with the screen for Redick. The drive by Paul. Good D by Parker.
Just not much success when it comes to shooting.
And it's Leonard missing. LA has gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Griffin against Aldridge. Paul kicks to Jordan. Here's Griffin. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Jordan. Jordan's got 4 assists in the game. And he makes the first.
Second player taken in the 2006 NBA draft, Aldridge has been an all-star multiple times and one of the game's most prolific scorers over the past decade.
Up by Jordan.
And he just punched ticket on that one. That'll get the job done.
Powerful two-hand jam. Kicks it to Leonard. Ginobili on the wing. Sinks the triple. Ginobili's got 22 points.
Well, after hitting a 3 earlier in the game, he now has 3 threes this half, guys.
Griffin a screen on Parker. Ball for 3. Good D by Parker.
But his offense just has not been there tonight. And he needs to step up his game because there's still time to recover.
Kicks it out to Leonard. Back to Ginobili. Second shot opportunity. The putback. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
To the paint. And DeAndre Jordan throws it down.
And how sweet a play was that?
As sweet as it gets. An exquisite pass to set up the powerful alley-oop dunk. Ball against Parker. He feeds it to Leonard. Back to Parker. Spurs working the ball around now. Leonard kicks to Ginobili. Just 2 to shoot. Offline with his 3. Clippers trail by 18. To the inside. Thomas. And then Thomas with the dunk.
Good eyes. Found the open man and delivered an accurate pass.
Parker dishes to Leonard. Back to Parker. Tries a 3. It's held in by Los Angeles. Griffin's got 14. Yep, 14 rebounds for him tonight. Wow. They grabbed their own miss. Another shot. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
And both free throws good for Redick. 1:52 left in the fourth. From the high post. And it's blocked by Jordan. Hands with the ball out of bounds. Jordan touched it last. 1:44 left to play in the final quarter. There's Parker with the 3. That's good. And it's Leonard with the assist. 27 points for Parker.
And really, I like the fact that even with the big lead, they never coasted.
And that's part of good coaching. The last thing you want to do is have total control of the game and give some back at the end.
Only took them a few seconds to answer the 3 ball with one of their own.
Wow, more threes in the NBA. Who knew? Teams trading tray balls.
And stolen by Redick. He kicks to Thomas. Looking for Redick. He gets it there. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down. Redick's got 4 points now in the quarter.
And so only one team answered the bell tonight, guys. Not a monster blowout by any means, but still a double-digit victory for the Spurs.
The blocking really turned things into their favor this time.
Great timing, anticipation. They got the blocks, and that definitely changed the momentum of this game.
And counting tonight's game on the season, they'll now have won 57 games this year.
And this will be their 3rd win in 3 tries against these guys. They match up so well, and we've come to expect nothing less from one of the league's elite players, but another tour de force for Kawhi Leonard.
You know, fellas, if we put this one on tape, we could send it out as a clinic. It was awesome. Physically and mentally, just dialed in. And when you got a guy with his talent able to outwork and outthink everyone else on the floor, it results in this kind of dominant performance.
Parker outside. Leonard kicks to Parker. Jacks up a 3. That shot off. So the Clippers will take it the other way. 1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. Here's Paul. And with that one, the lead is trimmed to single digits.
I mean, he is tearing the defense apart. And let's face it, they have not brought their A game on that side of the ball.
And here's the break. That's good from Thomas on the assist by Jordan.
Well, check out that assist. That's a pair of teammates that are clearly on the same page.
And so it's San Antonio with the win. This was a hard-fought, well-earned victory for them, Greg. They really had to work for this win.
And that's a good point. I mean, well, weaker teams might have buckled at the end, with the crowd amped up, everyone in the building kind of rooting against you. But they stood tall and pulled it out.
Well said. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much, pal. Congrats on the win. How satisfied are you with the way you guys played?
It's satisfying just because we got another great win. And the way we've been playing lately, I think it's just been great, and we just got to keep the momentum going.
All right, pal. Great win tonight. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David. Great job. Thanks so much. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Brett Berry, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thank you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. And now to our good friend Ernie Johnson, who is standing by in the studio. The 2K Sports post-game show.
Thank you so much, Kevin. And with this one in the books, we're ready to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Kawhi Leonard.
From the small forward position, Kawhi Leonard does just about what anyone else has done in the history of the game. I mean, look, he defends, and then on the offensive end, he makes you guard him. Kawhi Leonard is a difference maker on both ends of the floor.
That's what I call a road show, guys. By the time he was done breaking those fans' heart, you could have heard a pin dropped in there. Listen, ping. See what I mean? He's a ruthless competitor, and it was a cold-blooded performance.
And that'll do it for this edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. For Kenny Smith, for Shaquille O'Neal, for Kevin Harlan, and for the entire 2K Sports crew, this is Ernie Johnson. I hope you have a wonderful, even beyond wonderful, a spectacular, just great. I mean, see you.
Good night.